Hello everyone! Hi! So, well, it's saying it's not recording with sound, but I will find out soon. But, anyway, so this video, as you can see from the title, is my review of the first 3 episodes so far of Series 7 of Doctor Who, which were Asylum of the Daleks, Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, and A Town Called Mercy. I will warn you right now, this is going to be a long one, because I'm going to talk about all 3. And, but I think that I'll probably talk the most about Town Called Mercy since that's the freshest in my head, but we shall see. So basically what I'm going to do is go through each episode, tell you what it was about. There will be spoilers, so if you haven't seen any of these episodes, or you missed one or anything, just don't watch it because I'm going to spoil you. And then I'm going to give you what I liked, didn't like, and my overall opinion of the episode. So yeah, so starting off with Asylum of the Daleks. First of all, Asylum of the Daleks was about the Doctor, Amy, and Rory get kidnapped? Captured? I don't know, whatever word you want to use for that, by the Daleks, and they're sent down to the planet, I believe. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the planet that is the Asylum, where they keep all the broken or the Daleks that are damaged or there's something wrong with them. They keep them down there. So that's the basically what happens in it. So, first of all, one thing that I didn't like going into the new season was when we found out about the fact that something was going to be going on with Amy and Rory. And I was so angry because I was like, no, you can't do anything to ruin my beautiful Amy and Rory. No. Especially since we all know, you know, this is the last season for Amy and Rory, for Karen and Arthur. And I was like, no, we can't have trouble in the Pond Paradise. Come on now. I did like how they handled it, I guess you could say. But I wasn't happy about it. And I did watch Pond Life, which made my heart ache even more, the final Pond Life. Oh, no. I can't with that. But anyway, and I will apologize, I have, I don't know if it's my allergies or if I have a cold, but I will probably be coughing a lot. So, I apologize ahead of time. Anyway. So continuing with the Amy and Rory storyline, I did like that we did find out why they were fighting. Because the beginning episode, you know, Amy's at a photo shoot, and then she gets told that her husband's there, and she's like, well, I don't have a husband. And then you go in, and they both signed divorce papers, and it's like, what the hell is going on? What happened? What could be so wrong that could make Amy and Rory break up? And the scene where you find out what's wrong, the fact that because of what happened to Amy at Demon's Run, with, you know, Melody and all that, she can no longer have any more children. Melody River will be her only child because she cannot have any more children. And that scene, I cried. I was like, oh my god. It hurt my heart. And it made me hate Madame Kavarian and the Silence even more. That because of what they did, Amy can't have any more kids. Because not only did they steal her only child from her, to where yes, I know she technically raised Melody, you know, with Mel's, but, you know, getting to experience that, of raising her child, they stole that from her, and then to find out that, not only that, but they also took away her opportunity to have more children with Rory. And that just broke my heart. And Karen and Arthur did such a beautiful job in that scene, and I think it was so well done. And oh my god, it was just a wonderful scene. And I think it also brought up something really good, because I know one of the things that most fans argue about when it comes to Amy and Rory is, you know, people always say that Rory loves Amy more than, you know, Amy loves Rory. And I love that they had Rory bring that up, that, you know, even he feels like, well, I love you more than you love me. And then, so I really liked that scene. That whole scene was really good. The other thing that totally caught me off guard is when we saw Jenna, who all Doctor Who fans should know, Jenna Louise Coleman's going to be the new companion, but we won't get her till the Christmas special. So I was shocked when I saw her. I was like, wait, What's Jenna doing here? Jenna's not supposed to be here to the Christmas special. What is this? And I loved her character, Oswin. She was so great, and it made me really excited for her to be the new companion. But I was still confused. So, and then I got even more confused, and I'll, real quick, pause. If I start talking with a slight accent, I'm very sorry, but I get this way when I talk about Doctor Who, so I'm sorry. If that annoys any of you or anything like that, I'm sorry. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. But I got really confused, especially at the ending when we find out that Oswin is a Dalek. And I was like, well, how's that gonna work? Because the Doctor can't travel through time and space with a Dalek for a companion. Can he? And then I went back and was looking at set photos, and one of the theories that I'd seen on Tumblr that I really liked was, you know, because everyone knows that the new companion, Jenna's character, is called Clara. And so I thought, I think her name's supposed to be Clara Oswin. And Oswin's name was Oswin Oswald. So someone said maybe Oswin is a descendant of Clara. Because one of the things, a theory that someone came up with is because from all the set photos we've seen of the Christmas special anyway, Jenna's been wearing kind of Victorian outfits, very pretty dresses and stuff like that. So a lot of people thought, well, maybe Clara's from the Victorian times, and the Doctor takes her from there and takes her through time and space, which I thought would be really cool idea, because, you know, all the companions we've had for New Who have all been from, you know, our time. So I thought, well, that'd be a really cool idea if Clara was from, like, the Victorian age or you know, from the past, and she becomes the Doctor's new companion. So, and that seems to be the only way I could think that it would work, with Oswin being in Asylum, and then we get Clara later. So, I don't know. We'll see. As for the Doctor in this episode, I liked the Doctor in this episode. Matt did quite a good job. But when I think of Asylum, I don't really think about the Doctor that much. My main, like, when I look up gift sets or stuff like that from that episode, I mainly look up stuff with Amy and Rory and Oswin. And by the way, I love that Oswin called Rory Nina. That was hilarious to me. And I also love that she made the Daleks forget all about the Doctor. I was like, what? How does that work? Oh my god, that's brilliant, but how's that gonna work? I was like, holy crap. So yeah, and I told you, this is gonna be long, see look. So overall, Asylum, I really did enjoy it. It wasn't great. I do think it was a good opener for the new series, but it wasn't fantastic. But it was a good episode. I did quite enjoy it. And it was very angsty and made my heart like, oh. So yeah. So anyway, okay, now on to Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, which I was so looking forward to, because come on, even the title gets you excited. Dinosaurs on a spaceship. And then just seeing the promo where the Doctor says that, you know, dinosaurs on a spaceship. It's brilliant. And then I was also excited because Rupert Graves was going to be in the episode, and I'm a huge BBC Sherlock fan, and I love Lestrade, so I was like, yay, Rupert! And so, yeah. But overall, Dinosaurs in Spaceship, that episode, was about how the Doctor, Amy, Rory, and Rorys Dad, which I will talk about in a second, and Queen Nefertiti and John Riddell. Did I say his name, Riddell? I'm going to say Riddell. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. All go onto the spaceship that's going to be crashing into Earth, and they find dinosaurs on it. That's a quick, easy thing to explain. Anyway, so, yeah. First of all, let me talk about Rory's dad, who is played by Mark Williams, who most of you should know as Arthur Weasley from the Harry Potter series. So, I was excited, not only because, you know, Mark Williams is going to be playing Rory's dad, but we're getting Rory's dad, because, you know, we've had Amy's parents in The Big Bang, and that was one of the things I wanted so badly. I was like, well, Rory's got to have parents. Where's Rory's parents? So we didn't meet his mum, which makes me think maybe she either left or she's passed away. I don't know. See, look, the accent. Ugh, I'm sorry. So if anyone knows anything about Rory's mum, can you please tell me? Because I don't know. But I assume maybe she passed away or left him or divorced. Something happened. So yeah, anyway. And I loved that Rory's dad seemed to like Amy more than Rory. I was like, oh, poor Rory. But Mark Williams did a brilliant job of playing Brian. And I know he's going to be in the Power of Three, which will be next Saturday's episode, and I can't wait to see more Brian Williams. Yay. Queen Nefertiti was wonderful. The actress, I don't know how to say her name. I think it's Rhiannon Steele. But if I'm wrong, I apologize. But she was brilliant. And I loved Queen Nefertiti. And I loved how excited Amy got when she realized, oh my god, you're Queen Nefertiti. And she asked for a high five. That was brilliant. And then, like I said, I love Rupert. And Rupert did a great job at being John Riddell. And the flirting and the little nitpicking between Queen Nefertiti and Riddell were quite cute, and I love that at the end that she was still with him. I was like, oh, I like that, yay. And then I can't remember the actor's name, but I do know he played Filch in the Harry Potter series, and he played Solomon, who was a big bad in this episode. And Solomon was, I can't really remember what Solomon was. I know that he wanted the dinosaurs to trade or sell, something like that, like he was going to do with Queen Nefertiti. But I honestly cannot remember what exactly, like, his title of what he was, so if someone knows, can you please tell me? But I lost my train of thought. I hated him. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I did not feel any pity when the doctor left him. I really didn't. I was like, good. I mean, yeah, it is slightly out of character for the Doctor. Slightly, because the Doctor has let people die. I mean, go back to Series 1 with 9, and he just let Cassandra die. So, and it's not the first time he's done that. Like, it's very scary when the Doctor just lets people die, but it's not, you know, out of character for him, because he has done it. But yeah, I didn't feel any pity for Solomon. Because he killed the Silurian that were on that ship. In a horrible way. And then he killed Tracy. I liked Tracy. Oh my god. I was so mad. I was so sad when that happened. But yeah. So I was quite happy with Dinosaurs and Spaceship because it was so funny compared to what we got with Asylum. It was so funny. I was laughing so hard throughout the thing. Some of the parts that I laughed so hard at were when the Doctor, Rory, and Brian were on the beach. And the Doctor sticks out his tongue and he's like, no, it ain't Earth. Nope. And then Brian starts digging and, Rory's like, do you carry that with you? And his dad's like, yes, of course. What man doesn't? And he goes, I'll put it on your Christmas list. And Rory, like, bends down next to Brian and he's like, Dad, I'm 31 years old. I don't have a Christmas list. And then the Doctor turns around and yells, I do! It was so funny because it's so the Doctor. That's one of the other things that I loved about this episode. We got to see a lot of Matt's comedy again, like his physical comedy, and it was just so good with Matt's acting. Matt was brilliant in Dinosaurs. It was so funny. And then also the scene with the golf balls when Tracy's like sniffing Brian, and the Doctor asks him, like, I can't remember the exact words, but he basically asks him if he has anything that kind of smells like earth or, green. And Brian's like, my balls. And then Rory's like, and then, the Doctor's like, excuse me? And he pulls out my golf balls. And I was like, oh my god, that's so funny. And then when they ride Tracy, and the Doctor's like, how do you start a Triceratops? And he karate chops it. Like, what? Why would you think karate chopping the Triceratops would make it move? I don't understand. I just found that hilarious. And then, the part where the Doctor called Brian a pond, and then Brian's like, I'm not a pond. And then, the Doctor is like, of course you are. And it's like, yeah, of course he is. Come on, everyone else is a pond. And I did love the part where Queen Nefertiti asked Amy if she was the queen, and then the look on Amy's face when she's like, yes, I am. This is so funny. And then I loved how we got to see a lot of the Doctor, like what Amy learned from the Doctor in the scene where she's at the computer when she's with Riddell and Nefertiti. Because I just loved that. I was like, oh, she's learned so much. She's grown so much from that girl we met in the 11th hour, the kissogram, And I loved that. That was really cool. And then I will admit, when Queen Nefertiti asked Amy if the Doctor had a queen, my brain immediately went to River, just as Cleopatra, and I was like, yes. Yes, he does. And so, yeah. But overall, I loved Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. It was such a good episode. It was so funny. There were so many funny moments, and yeah, I quite enjoyed. Oh my god, I feel so stupid for not talking about them. The robots. Oh my god, I loved the robots so much. Me and my mom. Oh my, cause they replayed Dinosaurs before A Town Called Mercy this Saturday. And I said we have to rewatch it, if nothing else, for the robots. Because, oh my, they were so sassy and funny, and I loved them. So, yeah, I can't believe I almost forgot about them. But, yeah, overall, Dinosaurs on the Spaceship was a really good episode. And I was actually glad that it was a funny, kind of lighthearted episode. Well, not that lighthearted, but you know what I mean. It was a funny episode to take us from the angst that we got with Asylum. So, yeah. So, I think Dinosaurs was a great episode. It was great. Okay, now on to this past Saturday's episode, A Town Called Mercy. And my mom was so excited for this one because it was Western, and I hate Western, but I was so excited for it. And this one was good too. It wasn't as great as Dinosaurs, in my opinion, but it was good. And, oh my goodness, the anger and rage that the Doctor had in this episode, oh my god, I think the last time we've seen him that angry was in A Good Man Goes to War. It was just, oh my god, like, I just cannot believe the anger and the viciousness of the Doctor. And, you know, when he pointed the gun at, I think his name was Jax. I'm gonna call him Jax. If I'm wrong, tell me. In the bottom, correct me. But, oh my god, when he pointed that gun at him, I was like, whoa, what are you doing? You know, I just could not believe it. And then when Amy, you know, was saying to him, you know, this is what happens when you are alone for too long. And that my brain automatically went back to the Christmas special when we first met Donna in The Runaway Bride, when she tells him, you know, that he needs to find someone. And he's like, oh, I'm better off alone. And she goes, no, because I think that you need someone to stop you. And that was so clearly shown to me in this episode with Amy, because that's basically what she did. Because, you know, the Doctor didn't know what he was going to do. And Amy stopped him. And so, yeah. And I just realized I didn't really tell you what A Town Called Mercy was about. Sorry, I just got so excited by that scene. Town Called Mercy was basically about this doctor from another planet landed in this town called Mercy. And this gunslinger, they called him, was something he created in a war that on his planet. But the gunslinger wanted revenge for everything that Jax had put him through. So, yeah, that's basically, yeah, good enough. I did like also the part where Jax mentions to Amy that he can tell she's the mother. And I do like that we're still kind of continuing with what happened with Asylum, that, you know, Amy looks like she's still dealing with the fact that, yeah, she is a mother just of one child. And she might not have, and she even said something about, like, it didn't go right or something like that. And I do like that they kind of continued with that Amy's still dealing with the fact that she can't have any more children. And she does have a child, but she was stolen from her, and she couldn't raise her. I know she technically did, but she didn't. And what else can I talk about? I did like at the end that the gunslinger became the new sheriff of Mercy. I did like that. I didn't like the voiceover at the beginning and the end of the episode. Like, I was like, I don't really care. What is this? So I didn't really like that. What else? What else can I talk about with The Town Called Mercy? I can't really think. I don't know why. That's weird. But, oh my goodness. My brain's just not working today. I did, oh, now I remember. There was a part where where Jax was talking to the doctor, and he was talking about, oh god, I'm sorry guys, I'm losing my train of thought. He was basically saying, you know, what he saw in the doctor or something like that. Basically where he was describing either himself or what he saw in the doctor, and it related to a lot of what the doctor, like anger and sadness and guilt and solitude, I think those were it. And those all are the doctor, you know, he has anger, we saw that with 9. He has sadness and guilt. Well, guilt was mainly with 10, but also sadness was also with 10, and we've seen sadness with 11. And solitude, because 11 kind of does that quite a bit. Be off on his own. So, yeah. But overall, I did like A Town Called Mercy. Compared to Dinosaurs, it wasn't as great. It was still good, but it wasn't as great as Dinosaurs was, in my opinion. So, yeah. So that's really how I felt about each episode. But before I close this video, I've seen a lot of theories on Tumblr about certain things. Like, first of all, has anyone else noticed that they've mentioned Christmas and there have been lights flickering in every episode? Because in Asylum, the lights flickering are when the Daleks come and get Amy. You can see the lights flicker on her mirror. And then in Dinosaurs, well, it's not really flickering, but Rory and Amy's light bulb in their kitchen, I believe, is broken, flicker, so, and then, excuse me, and then in Town Called Mercy, you know, the lamps in the town, they flicker. And I know people could probably explain all that stuff, but it's interesting. And then Christmas has been mentioned every single episode. When the Doctor, Amy, and Rory arrive in the Parliament of the Daleks, the Doctor says something like, "Oh, it must be Christmas," because they have him. You know, they caught him. And then in, like I mentioned, Dinosaurs and the Spaceship, you know, Rory said, you know, "I don't have a Christmas list," and Doctor's like, "I do." And then in A Town Called Mercy, the Doctor's describing what's going around, and he said, did someone take a peek at my Christmas list? So I find it interesting that, and I love that people have caught that, because I'm too stupid, I didn't catch that stuff. But there's been lights flickering in each episode, and there's been a mention of Christmas so far. So I'm interested to see. Some people have said that with the lights flickering, it's foreshadowing to the angels in Amy and Roy's last episode. Christmas, I don't know what it means. I don't know what Christmas has to do with anything, unless it's hinting towards a Christmas special, which wouldn't really make sense. But yeah, so I actually was really impressed that people caught that, and I was like, oh wow, whoa, what is this? What is this? So we'll have to see if we have Christmas and flickering lights in Power of 3, and maybe even in Angels Take Manhattan. But yeah. And then the other thing is one of my favorite Tumblr people, Sharina, whose Tumblr is areyoumarriedriver.tumblr.com. I'll put a link for her. She's awesome, and she's like the place for me to go with Doctor Who stuff. She's come up with this really brilliant, but also in a way kind of heartbreaking theory about the Doctor, where she believes that, and I might post a link to her theory so you can read it yourself, because I'll probably butcher it. But she, like, come to the conclusion or thought that maybe the episodes we're seeing are the reverse. They're all in Amy and Rory's time, but they're the reverse for the Doctor. Like, the Doctor's already done Angel Take Manhattan. And each episode, we're seeing him, like, go back to see the pawns, and in a way, kind of him saying goodbye to them. Because if you've noticed, he seems, like, angrier each one. And you also saw in a Dinosaurs and Spaceship, which I didn't mention, the part where, you know, the Doctor says, you know, to Amy, you'll outlive me, and then she's like, or vice versa. And the Doctor gets this look of sadness on his face. And he also has that face whenever the pawns mention they want to go home. So I think, and I kind of agree with Sharina, that maybe we're seeing the Doctor's time in reverse. That he's already done Angels, and every episode is him, like, healing himself and also saying goodbye to the ponds in a way. But like I said, I'll put a link to her explanation so you can understand it better. But yeah, so there are my reviews of Asylum of the Daleks, Dinosaurs of the Spaceship, and A Town Called Mercy. If my webcam permits it, I will try to get a review up for The Power of Three, which I'm really excited for because, once again, we're going to get more Brian Williams, yay. And I'm just excited to see what this episode's going to be about, because I really don't know anything about The Power of Three. Like, I knew about Asylum, Dinosaurs, and Mercy, and I know about Angel Seek Manhattan, but I don't know anything about Power 3, so I'm really excited to see what happens. So, yeah. So, there you go, that's it. Quick little note, about my Glee reactions for people that watch those. So, if you don't watch this, you can stop watching the video. But, as you know, I didn't do my the new Rachel reaction because my webcam wasn't working when I needed it to. And I did mention I was going to do a review, but I think what I'm going to do, because I have On Demand, and the episode's up on Demand, is I think I'll watch it on Demand. It won't be a genuine reaction because I've already seen it. But what I think I'll do is I'll watch the episode, record myself, and I probably won't have any parts. It'll probably just be like one big one, so it'll probably be about 44, 45 minutes maybe. Anyway, and I'll basically just watch it and tell you my feelings. Like, basically review it while I'm watching it. Like, pointing out, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, why do they do this, you know, stuff like this. So it kind of will be a reaction, but yeah. So I might be doing that today. We'll see if I can get the TV from my mom. And if I can get enough alone time to do it. Because I don't think I can pause the episode either. So I'll have to have complete alone time for that, like, hour. It's not easy to do in my house, especially since the only TV with On Demand is in the living room. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try, if my webcam permits it. So, yeah. But anyway, tell me what you guys thought or think of the Series 7 of Doctor Who so far. I'd love to hear your opinions. And, yeah. Until my next video, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Until next time. Bye, guys.